Hello, this is Success. How may I help you?
So one, I want you to introduce yourself and what exactly you do.
Okay, cool. So my name is Tyler. I'm Tyler the hypnotist. So obviously I do hypnosis. I mainly do hypnotherapy, for entrepreneurs specifically to change their mindset and adapt, the things that are holding them back and use it to propel them forward.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Awesome, man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is your story and how did you get to like where you are today?
Grew up in a small town in New Jersey. Always wanted to move out. Hated school. So instead of like doing my homework or like studying for tests and stuff, I would just go all out 1 month on anything that interested me, right? So I learned magic 1 month, juggling. Hypnosis was like a 1 month thing that came back around to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like short bursts of passion instead of schoolwork. And then I moved out to LA 2 months ago, and yeah, now here I am.
All right, dude. So what do you think like was your greatest struggle of like doing this and like how have you sort of overcome it, or is there a struggle that's like going on right now?
So doing what? Like hypnosis in general, or moving out to LA?
I mean, just in general, like your greatest struggle in life, maybe it like happened from like trying to pursue your career of hypnosis, or maybe it's
Yeah.
school, or
Okay, so the biggest thing that was holding me back, was the opinions of others. I used to be so concerned with what other people think, that I would like close up into a little ball and not really be me, right? I was
yeah,
letting other people's opinions hinder my ability to grow, which a lot of people do. So now that's what I specifically work with, right? I help people overcome that.
yeah,
But that was up until like 4 months ago. And then 4 months ago, like a switch just sort of flipped, right? I realized that everyone else is so concerned with what other people think
yeah,
that they don't spend too much time thinking about you, right? They're so self-absorbed with what's going on from external circumstances. I was at a business, training, right? So they had a jar full of items. You had to go in, take out a random item and pitch it to everyone there.
okay,
So we had a whole line of people lined up, and I was so fucking nervous, dude. I was the youngest guy there. Like just really scared of how I was gonna say everything. I couldn't prepare it in my mind. But then I looked around, right, and I saw everyone else in the line. These are like adults who have been working jobs, like they should be competent, like know what they're doing, business guys, right? And
yeah,
you could see this just by their body language. They're all closed up. They're like, some people were shaking. They were so concerned with how they were gonna do or how they did that they don't care how you do. And once I realized that, this weight was lifted, and I fucking crushed it.
that's awesome.
Um, so that was the biggest thing. But right now, dude, I'm fucking soaring.
Yeah,
Obviously I'll get some more setbacks. That's just life. But right now I'm like free. It's very relieving.
dude, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm doing this podcast with a lot of other people, and one of the questions I have, like, is mindset a big thing in your life? Clearly for you it is, knowing
Yeah.
that this. So, like, what do you think, like, the biggest thing, like, that you would have for people mindset-wise, like, to
Biggest
do?
piece of advice.
Yeah,
Okay. So the thing about what I do is I study consciousness, right? I study the core of our existence, essentially, because without consciousness, we wouldn't know of our existence. We would just exist, right? So we have 5 main senses, which we're all aware of. But what we aren't aware of, we believe our senses show us what reality is, what's real,
yeah,
right? But they don't. They get a sense of what's real, and we do our best to sort of interpret it, right?
yeah,
So if you've heard of optical illusions, if you look at an optical illusion, you think you're seeing one thing, you're making your best guess, right? But in
yeah,
reality, it's another thing.
okay,
Okay. So we get a sense of the world around us, but we're really just sort of hallucinating and thinking we're seeing what's real, because obviously a hallucination is seeing things that aren't real, and we're just getting a sense of what's around us.
yeah,
Okay. So once you realize that the concept of reality is just a widely agreed upon hallucination, yeah, you realize it's all literally all the senses are coming together in your mind to create your reality. Once you realize that, you can go and change the way you view your reality, right? because you know it is all how you perceive things. Reality is perceived, life is perceived, experiences, circumstances are perceived. And once you realize that, you can change the way you think about things a lot easier than normally. And it's very relieving. So that's the first thing I point out to people who are being held back from whatever reason, whether it's in their own mind or not, right? Everything is in your mind. Pain is not real. You can break a bone, that's real. But pain's in your mind,
Yeah.
right? Everything is just how you view it. Everything is just how you perceive it. It's carefree if you really think about it that way.
Yeah, I was reading, I think it was Psycho-Cybernetics, I'm not sure, but I was reading this book and it was saying how, like, when, like, we're conditioned to feel certain ways about certain things. So, like, when somebody comes after you, like, for example, like, how we condition the word, just pretty much how we condition words and stuff like that, like, as society, like, we put this kind of, like, this meaning or this definition on it, and it's like, for example, how people see Mondays, like, oh, Mondays fucking suck, like, Mondays stink, and it's like, no, it's just, that's what everybody thinks, and everybody, like, puts that pressure that Monday stinks, so, like, you kind of just, like, assume that condition that, like, oh, Monday's coming, today's gonna be awful.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, anyone who says that, you have to ask them why. Why does Monday suck, right? It's usually not Monday at all. It's either they're at a job that they hate, right?
Yeah.
Going to school they don't want to go to. It's something that's in their control and they just blame it on something else to make it easier for them.
Yeah.
Or obviously harder for them, but easier for them in the moment.
Yeah. Do you have any, like, daily habits or, like, routines that you do?
I try and go for a walk every day just
Okay.
to think and try and understand everything, right? My goal in life right now is to understand consciousness. Okay, understand where it comes from, whether it's created in our brain or whether it's something external, right? Because people believe that they have like a spirit and it rises from their body. Spirit is just another word for consciousness, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so biggest thing, I like to go for a walk, usually in the mornings, and just look around, and any question I haven't asked, I ask the question. For example, if you watch my Instagram stories, just weird stuff, dude. Like, how do trees know which way to grow? And you would think the answer is they grow towards the light, right?
Yeah.
But plants and stuff, they don't grow towards the light because there's been plants, specific ones. Obviously you need some form of sunlight, but they don't grow towards light. If you have it in a room and you have one window on the other side of the room, right? They don't grow towards the light. They grow straight up. So little things like that, right? How do things happen? Why do they happen? And then I try and answer it. But of course, the infinity of the universe, every question you ask and every answer you give, there's more questions to attach to it.
Yeah.
So I just like to think, get my mind fired up in the morning, to get ready for the day.
Okay. That's cool, man.
And in case you were wondering, the answer is gravity. Plants have senses just like us, just different senses. They have a sense of gravity.
Okay.
Cool stuff. Anyway.
No, that's cool, man. That's a cool tip, fun fact to learn. If somebody was going to pursue hypnotism, what would you have, like, tip-wise for that career or that industry?
Okay. Fuck. So this is like, if any hypnotists are watching this, I know this is gonna be very controversial, because most hypnotists are like 50-plus-year-old men, usually British, who go to like some man-made organization that's literally a business to get a certification that the business created, right? And then any hypnotists who don't go get that certification are like sort of outcasted in the hypnosis world.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in hypnosis, don't spend tens of thousands of dollars to learn from British old men, okay? You don't have to talk in a quiet voice, have mellow piano music in the background, right? If you want to learn about hypnosis, there's a book called Reality is Plastic. I would highly recommend that. And the second best resource would be to DM me on Instagram, Tyler the Hypnotist. I will gladly help you out.
All right.
But yeah.
You guys heard him. Hit him up. Give him some follows. Give him some likes.
Yeah, hypnosis is so cool, dude. Once you realize like the possibilities with it, because if reality is in your consciousness and hypnosis is altering the way your conscious mind works, it's literally infinite amount of possibilities.
That's cool. That's cool. So what are you working on right now that you're looking forward to, or what's something in the future that you're gonna do?
I got a big plan coming, dude. I'm gonna just you can see those papers on the wall, right?
Yeah.
I'm planning my year. Just for some information, starting January 1st, I'll be traveling every single state in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, with $0 to my name. Okay. So the goal is to sort of go against the two biggest myths that are holding people back, right? The two biggest reasons people aren't living their best life. Number one is time. They don't have enough time to go on their dream vacation. They don't have time to start a business, right? We all have the same 24 hours. It's just prioritization.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second one is money. And I fell victim to this for so long, thinking I couldn't go to this country because I don't have money for it. I can't live a luxurious life because I don't have the money for it. Right. So this whole year is to disprove that, show people just by putting yourself out there and allowing yourself to be vulnerable and in those uncomfortable situations, you're going to get so much more back. So what I'm working on right here, this paper, I have a list of about 25 people in different cities across the country offering me a place to stay just because I put myself out there.
Okay.
Right. I have places I want to visit: Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon National Park. Challenges to complete. This is fun, dude. I'm gonna try and get a ride from a stranger because I'll be hitchhiking everywhere without speaking, without saying a single word. I have to get in the car and they have to agree to drive me before I say a word. Just like fun stuff like that. Obviously to get yourself out of your comfort zone, which is where you grow.
Yeah.
Right. And just recently I added on speaking gigs. I got some stage speaking jobs at like certain events, which I'll keep disclosed for now.
All right.
But yeah.
So this is just me personally, like, because I think what you're doing is cool. Like, I saw that, but the one, like, my one concern about that is like safety wise, like.
Yeah, I mean, so I actually I called up a buddy from college or from high school, and I'm pretty sure I convinced him to drop out of college and be my videographer for the year. So I won't be completely alone the whole time. I'll have someone with me.
Okay.
And I will be bringing one form of identification just in case. But other than that, dude, just if you're talking to someone and you're a little sketched out, like, do I really want to get in the car with this person?
No.
Use your best judgment, right?
Yeah. Because I was telling my mom about like what you were doing and stuff, and she was like, "That's cool, but if you ever do that, I'll kill you."
I know, dude. I haven't told my mom yet. I think I'm just gonna tell her I'm traveling, but not mention the $0.
Yeah. If you're coming down here, I gotta talk to my mom, but I definitely have a place I believe that you could probably stay in Florida. So.
What area in Florida?
Orlando.
Oh, good stuff, dude. Awesome. I'm just gonna quickly write you down. But yeah, while I do this, you can think of your next question or ask it.
Cause I saw you went to the Build Your Empire event, right?
Yeah, man.
You saw Caleb?
Caleb Maddox? So I ended up staying with him, dude. He was the first, so I stayed with him for 2 days. And he's a cool dude. On the front, he's very like business oriented, but his like life mission, as of right now at least, is to completely understand consciousness.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, because that's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to connect with him, but one of my friends actually turned me on to him. You know Anthony?
Anthony.
Videographer for Caleb?
I fucking love Anthony, dude. Coolest guy ever.
He lives like right down the street from me, so.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I'm going down to Florida I'm going Wednesday, but I'm visiting Caleb down in Tampa in 2 weeks.
Oh,
so like, if you happen to call me when I happen to be with him, I might be able to help you out.
All right, man. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'll try that. I hit Anthony up and I was like, yo, so, does Caleb want to be on like a podcast? And he was like, Caleb's really busy right now. And I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That. So when did you decide? Or like, I don't know if you've ever worked a job before. You know, I'm fairly young. I know you're fairly young. But if you did, when did you decide that like 9 to 5 like wasn't like your thing, like not working for other people?
Yeah. So I was a lifeguard for about 4 years.
Okay.
So I worked at a town lake, like a pretty big, like man-made lake. A lot of people would go all the time. And the job literally consisted of my manager saying, all right, dude, you're up, go sit down. I sat down on the chair for 15 minutes, got up, walked to another chair, repeat, right? So I was sitting for like an hour and a half. I was off for like an hour, and just 4 years every summer. So I didn't actually, like, I knew I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. I got fired. But I knew I didn't want to do it anymore. And like, I was just sort of goofing off like all the time. Like not when I was sitting on the chair, right? When I was sitting in the chair, I was focused because I had lives literally in my hand. But like my hour off time, I was going up the diving board, just like swimming laps and just having fun. And I like requested off about 1.5 months of the 2 month summer. So like, they're like, dude, you worked 4 times this year. Like, you're not coming back. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. I just didn't want to quit.
No, that was actually my first job, lifeguarding.
Yeah.
And so, in Florida, it rains during the summer. Like, it's raining or it's storming constantly. And you know, once you hear that thunder, you blow the whistle and everybody's out of the water for like 30 minutes. So like my summer, I only lifeguard for half the summer, and then my summer consisted of just sitting in the stand, and then it would storm the rest of the day, and I just watch Game of Thrones on my phone in the back room.
Yeah, for sure. I related to that, dude. It's like YouTube and anyway, very productive.
And then everybody else there, like, they would get drunk the night before and come in, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm here responsible for lives with you, so like, if you're drunk and somebody does something, like, I don't want that responsibility of somebody's life on my hand.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, what's your dream? What's your goal? Like, what is Tyler the Hypnotist here to do on this earth?
Oh, fuck it, dude. Create a snowball effect of just transformation, right? So every person I work with entrepreneurs who set out to change the world.
Yeah.
Okay. And a lot of these guys have these goals and dreams. And my first question I always ask people, I ask 3 questions. Where are you going to be in 1 year from now? Who are you? What are you doing? How much money have you made? Right? Second question, are you actually going to be there in 1 year? Okay. Or how sure are you that you'll be there? And it's always going to be less than 100%, almost always. Yeah. Right? And then we find out why. Why aren't you 100% sure of your goals? And then I adjust people to get there. So with each person I impact, right? I called the guy from the Build Your Empire event, and he actually started crying because of what we were talking about.
Okay.
Right? He just didn't believe in himself. He didn't have that self-worth, that self-esteem. And because of that, he had big goals, but he was never going to achieve those. Yeah. So just with one session, giving him like unrelenting confidence, right? Like helping him realize his potential and not settle for anything less than it by changing literally the course of his life, right? He's going to impact so many more people who in turn will impact more people. So my goal is just as many one-on-one connections as possible that change their lives to change others.
That's awesome.
Right? Because if you can create like one entrepreneur who really just fucking crushes it, like the amount of lives they're going to change or people they're going to impact, it's like, yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. I already asked you for a piece of advice. You gave that, but is there like anything you want to shout out? Like anything you're working on just in general? Like.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to be documenting the entire journey next year. And I'm going to get the whole country behind me, dude. I'm working on a strategy to have like my own Snapchat Discover page. I have connections with the producer of a talk show host, which I probably shouldn't name yet. But like pretty up there. Like I'm going to get a lot of people on this, but I'll be posting live on my Instagram story, every location I'm at, what I'm doing. It's just Tyler the Hypnotist on Instagram. So that's going to be starting, pretty soon.
All right. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm going to end the podcast, but I would like to talk to you off the podcast if that's cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.